Andre here with the DM Network, y'all, and I am on Bandai Namco's Instagram. I know a lot of people have seen this. As you can tell from the image, it has over 1,100 likes. Y'all, I can't help but to speculate that they're going to announce a new Dragon Ball game. The reason why is because if you look to the image, it says Dragon Ball Games Super Showcase, January 14th, 4 p.m. through 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time with special guests. I'm not even going to butcher their names, but it's the producer of Dragon Ball Xenoverse and the producer of Dragon Ball Fighters. And then the other image, name this scene in the comments or whatever. And then it has two other pictures there off to the side with question marks. And people are saying that it could be new DLC characters for these. I don't think that's the case because Xenoverse just came out with the Dragon Ball Super Broly movie DLC. I don't see them doing a special DLC. Fighter Z could potentially, but I digress. I don't think that's what it is. Um, the reason why is because Bandai Namco has never done a world premiere. If you look at the caption, it says Bandai Namco US 2 days left until our Dragon Ball Super Showcase live stream on January 14th from 4 p.m. to 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Catch a special world premiere. That's in full caps. They are drawing your attention to that. Plus, exclusive interviews with the producers of Dragon Ball Fighter Z and Xenoverse. And the whole theme of it is Dragon Ball Games Super Showcase. What I'm thinking is that they're going to announce a new Dragon Ball Super video game. My speculation on this video game is it's going to be something similar to how they did with Budokai in previous Dragon Ball titles, where you actually go through the story, but instead of playing the story of Dragon Ball or Dragon Ball Z, you're going to be playing the story of Dragon Ball Super. I mentioned this a long time ago, how the older Dragon Ball games started out, you would play through the Frieza saga. Then the next one came out and you would get to play through the Frieza saga plus you start out with the Saiyan saga to the Frieza saga. Then you got to play the Saiyan saga, Frieza saga, the Cell Android saga. Then you got to play all the way up to the Majin Buu saga. You see, and then you got to play a little bit of GT. Now that Super is out and established, it's enough to make a game that goes through the Tournament of Power, because you have the Goku Black arc and you have the Tournament of Power arc as well as the Frieza arc, the Fukasu no F arc, the Golden Frieza arc or whatever. So now they are able to go back and make a game to where we're able to go back and play through those things. I'm assuming, based off of what I'm seeing, that this is going to be a new Dragon Ball Super based game. Now, what I'm hoping is that it's going to be an RPG open world style game that's based solely or mostly on single player elements, because both of these games have massive multiplayer elements, and the game is a more of a multiplayer game rather than a single player game. And you see the success of some single player games such as God of War, Spider-Man, Horizon Zero Dawn, Days Gone, games like that. Even Red Dead Redemption 2, the single player is a lot better than the multiplayer at this point in time, but could they go that route? Now you say, well, DM, why are they bringing Dragon Ball Fighters producers and Dragon Ball Xenoverse producers on? Well, because they're both games are published by Bandai Namco, and what better way to announce a new Dragon Ball game than to get the audience who loves Dragon Ball Fighters and the audience of Dragon Ball Xenoverse together in one place. You bring in the producers, because there's people who play Xenoverse that don't play Fighters and people that play Fighters that don't play Xenoverse. So I'm assuming that this game also is going to be kind of the best of both worlds. It's going to be a true fighter. If you look at a RPG style game, you'll be able to dictate how your character plays and fights and things like that. So it could be that true fighter story type open world, complete Dragon Ball game that everybody has been wanting for a millennia, where you're able to destroy the environment, where you're able to actually have true power scaling. For instance, if I'm playing, if I'm a level 99 or Goku's stronger than Krillin type thing. You get what I'm saying? I don't know. That's why I really hope it's more of a single player thing, because if that's the case, then they're able to do stuff like that. It's difficult to do power scaling when you're playing a multiplayer game, because otherwise everybody would just get the strongest player and fight with each other and not fight with the lowest level character or whatever the case may be. But I have to digress. Thus my speculations on this. Like I said, and if you look at the comments, you're gonna have a lot of people kind of assuming some of the same things, that this could potentially be a new Dragon Ball game. Like I said, I don't think that it's a movie. I know it's not the movie. The movie comes out on the 14th, 7:30 p.m. where I'm at. But it's not the movie because the movie's already out in Japan, so that's not a world premiere. Also, it's not. I don't think that it's DLC characters, simply because DLC characters, they've never done a world premiere for DLC characters. You get what I'm saying? And then what characters are they going to do? You could say, oh, for Fighters, they haven't done the Dragon Ball Super characters yet, but they've done them from Xenoverse. So what's going to be the Xenoverse characters? You get what I'm saying? Oh, it could be the Dragon Ball Heroes thing. I don't think that that's what that is, because while that is popular, it's not popular on a scale big enough for them to implement those Dragon Ball Hero type characters. Could we see a Dragon Ball Heroes based game? I don't think so, because of the title Dragon Ball Games Super Showcase and World Premiere. You know what I'm saying? So I think that it's going to be a new IP from Bandai Namco that's going to be a Dragon Ball game, because it is that time. It's that time. Xenoverse 2 came out, what, 2-3 years ago almost? And their games, Dragon Ball games, normally release, if not in February, then they release in November. I don't expect them to announce a game, especially a Dragon Ball game, and it comes out next month. If that's the case, they have done a phenomenal job of hiding it. I'm thinking they'll announce the game, and then they will, the game will probably come out in November or somewhere, October-ish, November, somewhere in there. So that's what we're looking at there. But if you look here, people, they're just talking about the games. Please release the DLC pack, bruh. If the next Dragon Ball game don't have more intense fighting and more stage destroying and Key Blast Clash, is not going to be a real new video game. We, the fans, are tired of not having a better, anyway, more intense fighting style in Dragon Ball games. Y'all need to switch it up. And that's the same thing I'm saying. And I think that if you combine Xenoverse and Dragon Ball Fighters and put it in an open world RPG element, then you're going to get a really good looking game, first of all, because Dragon Ball Fighters is animated flawlessly, and the Supers, the way the cutscenes and stuff are, it goes without saying. But what do y'all think down in the comment section down below? Let me know. Do you think this is a new game? Do you think that it's DLC? What do you think that this is? I haven't seen Rhymestyle covering this. I haven't seen Geekdom. Geekdom's not really big in the game, but I haven't seen him covering it. And it makes me speculate as to why Rhymestyle isn't covering this, especially with this being out a couple of days. But I have to digress. What do you think? Let me know down in the comment section down below. If you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button, turn on notifications, y'all, because I promise you, if there is a new Dragon Ball game coming out, we are going to cover it to a T with a fine-tooth comb. But I want to thank everybody for tuning in. Thank y'all for watching. Till next time.